Tonight on TV5 News, students at Clarion University may be feeling a tuition increase.
I'm Mark Despotakis, and coming up next on TV5 News, we're going to take a look at how some local businesses were impacted by the Autumn Leaf Festival.
Plus, Mike has our chilly extended forecast, and Jared Chase takes a look at sports as TV5 brings coverage closer to home.
We know we can count on you to do what Smokey says. Smokey!
Only you.
No, you don't play with matches. That's not cool. Tell mom and dad to break them, stomp them. Yeah, that's the rule.
And when your folks desire to build a fire, clear brush and branches away, and keep water nearby like you oughta. Did someone say otter?
We're all counting on you.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
This is TV5 News, bringing coverage closer to home.
Students may have to reach a bit deeper into their pockets as the state system of higher education approves a $448 million request causing possible tuition increases for the 1999-2000 school year. Good evening, I'm Dan Wells.
And I'm Christy Desort. Students who attend one of the 14 state system of higher education institutions could be experiencing a 2 to 4% increase in tuition come 1999. According to the Clarion Call, the overall proposed educational and generic budget for the 1999-2000 school year totals $926.5 million, and more than half of that budget comes from student tuition. State System of Higher Education Press Secretary Ken Marshall states this increase is needed to help handle negotiations with the Association of Pennsylvania State College and University Facilities, and also to help support new facilities opening on various campuses. The current tuition rate for Pennsylvania students is $3,468 per academic year, and this 4% hike would raise the rate by $140.
Clarion University students are receiving more financial aid this semester. The Clarion Call states that the raise in aid was a result of the federal and state governments raising the maximum amount of aid available to students. Ken Grugel, Director of Financial Aid, explains that 77% of Clarion students are receiving some type of financial aid. Grugel believes that the reason students noticed this increase was the result of tuition not increasing this academic year.
The days of walking your dog through the Autumn Leaf Festival are over, according to the new animal nuisance law. The law, passed Thursday by the Clarion Borough Council, states that pet owners need to control their animals and prevent accumulation of feces. The Clarion Call reports that under this law, exotic animals are banned from the Central Business District, and dogs and cats are banned from special events such as the Autumn Leaf Festivals and sporting events. Violation of this law will result in a $100 fine or 5 days in jail. And speaking of the Autumn Leaf Festival, our own Mark Despotakis has the latest team coverage of what kind of an economic impact Autumn Leaf has made. Mark?
This was the scene 2 weeks ago as the Autumn Leaf Festival was in full swing. This is the scene now. The food trailers have left and life is back to normal in Clarion. People are going about their usual business and local businesses are counting their profits from the festival. The festival always brings in people from all over the country, but how much are those people spending once they're up here? The Chamber of Commerce informed TV5 that at last year's festival, the average amount spent per person during the festival was $50. That's $50 spent on food, merchandise, and a host of other things going on during Autumn Leaf. The Chamber of Commerce also told TV5 that this year's festival grew in attendance. Estimates for Friday and Saturday are over 115,000 people per day. The Autumn Leaf Festival is drawn to a close, but some local businesses were impacted in a very positive way. Vinny's Pizza is a popular stop for Clarion students, but what has Vinny done to promote his business to ALF visitors?
That started about 6-7 years ago. It was only me and my dad. And during ALF, everybody was telling me that, you know, this place gets really crowded during ALF. And me and my dad would stand over here behind the counter and see a whole bunch of people walking back and forth on the sidewalk. And I'm like, Dad, so we got to do something to stop these people from going to the park and to go towards McDonald's. So how about we run a bucket slice deal out there?
And so it's worked for you ever since?
And ever since then, it's been working better and better every year. And then I think I created a monster. Because
Vinny also noted that the festival has a great impact economically on his business. Other businesses on Main Street also have specials to help promote business. Wine's clothing owner Alan Wine says that ALF is its own promotion and that his store doesn't necessarily do any advertising but does get business from the festival. Without any official figures, he said that the festival did create a rise in business. Another store that ran a special promotion for the festival was the Uppers and Downers Boutique.
I would say that each year the Autumn Leaf Festival gets a little bigger and a little better, and business really picks up a lot.
Okay.
We always have trunk shows and bring someone in like Vera Bradley. They handle mostly handbags, and they do have some other accessories. And then a jacket line, and that's called It's Out of the Bag. And they came in and they had a whole rack of jackets that we explained they could order the jackets and get a discount.
So someone from the company comes in and shows it off. Okay.
Yeah, it was real successful. We were very busy.
Even though the official statistics aren't in, it looks as if this was a very positive Autumn Leaf Festival for local businesses. Reporting from the newsroom, Mark Espadakis, TV5 News.
Thanks, Mark, for that complete report. In our continuing hometown coverage, construction has begun on the first of 6 buildings at Clarion University, as proposed by the 20-year master plan. According to today's Derek, groundbreaking has begun on Clarion University's first project, a $5.8 million recreation center located in the former parking lot between Marwick Boyd Fine Arts Building and Campbell Hall. Other buildings being proposed under this plan are 2 new apartment-style residence hall and a welcome center. The chair of university's Facilities Planning Committee, Dr. Joseph Grunwald, estimates that the cost of fully implementing this master plan is to run between $75 and $100 million. And coming up after the break, we'll have a lot of stories topping state and local news, and we'll take a look at your Clarion forecast. And sports coming up after TV5 comes back.
Care Hair, located at the 800 Center, has got a new look. With their new owner, Alice Miller, We Care Hair has all your beauty needs. Nails, haircuts, color, and tanning. All at reasonable prices and 7 days a week. We Care Hair now offers a nail technician Wednesday through Sunday. Walk in or call for an appointment at 226-7977. We Care Hair, open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. till 9 p.m., Saturdays 9 a.m. till 5 p.m., and Sundays from 10 a.m. till 5 p.m.
Standing out from the crowd is easy when you stop in at Fashion Bug, located in the Clarion Mall. Whether you're looking for junior trendy, girls, or fashion for women, they have it all with many different styles. With our newly expanded shoe and accessory department, you're surely to find that special touch to enhance that new outfit. And if you have a fashion question, our experts are here to help. That's Fashion Bug, located in the Clarion Mall, just off Exit 9 of Interstate 80. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. till 9 p.m. Sunday from noon till 5.
Welcome back to TV5's hometown coverage. On Friday, October 16th, Clarion University was the site for many college journalists as they gathered in Gemmell Multi-Purpose Center for College Press Day.
The event gave students the opportunity to learn a little more about what's good, what's bad, and what's legal. One of the highlights was a keynote address from Student Press Law Center staff attorney Michael Highstand. Sessions were given by Clarion University professors as well as from other schools in Pennsylvania and other states. At the close of the day, a panel discussion was held for all students. The panel included recent Clarion graduates who have found jobs in different communication-related fields. The panel discussion gave students a chance to ask questions that they may have concerning journalism or the press. The event was presented by the Clarion Call and supported by the Office of Provost and the Office of the Dean of College of Arts and Sciences, both of Clarion University, and also the Society for Collegiate Journalists, Clarion Campus.
Last Thursday, Sigma 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 sorority sponsored an alcohol awareness program for Clarion students. Joseph Molinterno, the operations supervisor with the Pennsylvania State Police Bureau of Liquor Control Enforcement in Punxsutawney, spoke to the students about the dangers of alcohol. He gave some examples of students in western Pennsylvania whose lives have been negatively affected by purchasing or using alcohol illegally. The event over the last few years on the IUP campus, as well as an incident that happened in Clarion, were some examples. Moliterno explained some consequences of drinking, purchasing alcohol for minors, and driving under the influence. Education majors received a special warning because if they are caught in an alcohol-related offense, they might not be able to teach in Pennsylvania. Moliterno does these presentations to local universities and said he usually gets a good response.
Most of the young people at least appear interested. They do ask questions at the end, which shows me that at least they've listened to what I had to say, and hopefully, if it just gives them an opportunity to think before they make the choice to either use alcohol or abuse alcohol, that they'll stop for a minute and think ahead of time.
In Pennsylvania state news, a Pittsburgh jury had their hands full in the selection process for the trial of a 44-year-old man. William Keitel is accused of shooting and killing his wife and her boyfriend. The New Year's Day killing preceded arguments over custody of the couple's young children. Prosecutors are requesting the death penalty. Once again, a custody dispute apparently led to murder. Testimony is set to begin in the Somerset County in the trial of a man accused of shooting and killing his wife. Darren Hoffman of Ohio has confessed to shooting his wife outside his parents' home near Winburn. The estranged couple had been arguing about the custody of their 2-year-old daughter. Hoffman's trial is expected to last about a week.
Protesters in Kane are taking matters into their own hands as they chain themselves to the front gate of a local wood chip factory near the Allegheny National Forest. A spokesperson for the group said that the demonstration is to alert the public on the growing usage of trees from public forests. The group claims that the wood chip company is raping Pennsylvania forests and creating no new jobs. The demonstrations are still a concern for residents. A Blair County man may be getting out of jail sentence on a technicality. Jamie Madden of Altoona is trying to be charged as a cocaine dealer by the county DA. The only problem with this conviction is that the evidence to convict him is missing. The Altoona Police Department stated that the cocaine recovered from the man is missing in its evidence locker. Without this crucial piece of the case missing, the trial is expected to wrap up today.
Students at Duquesne University will be able to study the human nervous system rather closely thanks to a newly advanced microscope. Sony gave a supercharged electron microscope to the university as a gift during a presentation at Duquesne's Hall of Science earlier this morning. With the use of this new highly powered equipment, students will be able to study the human nervous system and view the growth of bacteria.
Speaking of those cold temperatures, Mike and I think that everybody hates when winter snow blowers keep piling all that white stuff next to your car or freshly shoveled driveway. Well, some relief may be on the way. PennDOT has teamed up to create a snowblower that shoots snow out of the back of the major plows into a truck, saving residents the brunt of digging out their cars once again. The urban snowblower debuts in Scranton this winter. The agency spent $127,000 on the project. And next in news, here's TV5's World in a Minute.
The search is on for an American believed to be picking up Swedish women in nightclubs and affecting them with HIV. Reports from Stockholm, Sweden say investigators actually questioned the man 2 weeks ago on suspicion of giving a woman a drug-laced drink. Police did not have sufficient evidence to hold him in custody and consequently had to let him go. Following his release, police found an address book with names of nearly 200 women. At least 16 names were marked indicating that the man had sex with them. As of now, police are trying to contact all of the women listed.
In Colorado, environmentalists are denying any involvement in yesterday's fires at Vail Mountain Ski Resort. Fires ignited at a restaurant, a ski patrol headquarters, and a picnic spot at the popular ski resort just days after expansion work began. The damage of these two areas totaled $12 million, and as of now, investigations are still underway.
Jared Chase has a look at the sports after the break, and Skippy will have a look at our weather coming up.
Our menu not only offers a variety of donuts, but many new items such as bagels and English muffins. The Donut Hut also offers a daily lunch special for only $1.95. Stop by on Mondays and receive a small coffee and 2 donuts for 99 cents. Thursdays offer a 10% discounts to students. That's the Donut Hut, located on Main Street in Clarion. Open Monday through Saturday, 5 a.m. to 8 p.m., and on Sundays from 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tell them that you saw this commercial on TV5 and receive a free donut at the place with donuts and a whole lot more.
At the Carpet Barn, we love it when people walk all over us because we know our carpet is designed not just for style and color, but to stand up to the toughest traffic. It's soft enough for the baby to crawl on, yet stain-resistant enough for the pets to run on. And its beauty will last for years. So for the walk of your life, come to the Carpet Barn. We have your best interests underfoot.
This is TV5 Weather, bringing weather coverage closer to home.
A bout of cold weather is making its way into the viewing area. Good evening, I'm Mike Markowitsky from the TV5 Weather Center. As you can see behind me, that this storm system here is a low pressure system coming out of the west and heading eastward. Behind it is a high pressure system which will bring us warmer temperatures, but associated with that low pressure system, we're going to have rain which will eventually turn to snow by Wednesday night into Thursday morning, making the commute a little hazardous. Right now, if we can, we'll take a look at the 24-hour Doppler radar system, which will give us an indication, as you can see here, that rain will be extending all the way from Indiana through Pennsylvania. It will be trace amounts beginning, but you can see some wet snow, as I mentioned, icy roads. Thursday morning, PennDOT's working their hardest to get out there, making sure that the travel is not bad, but if it is, be cautious. Ice, snow, and the winter season is finally here. Let's go and take a look now at our 4-day planner. And as we can see for Tuesday, it will be mostly cloudy tonight with a low of 47. For Wednesday, rain showers throughout the day. By evening, changing to snow showers. We'll have a high of 51 with a low of 34. Thursday, in the morning, be careful and cautious out there on the roadways. They will be icy. We'll go to a high of 38 with a low of 29, so be sure to bundle up. And for Friday, warmer temperatures are back on their way as we'll have a sunny skies, high of 48 with a low of 33. Mornings, don't forget to stay up to date with the latest in the weather on 91.7 WCUC with the Morning Show with Skippy and the gang. Let's send it back to the news desk. Here's Dan.
Hello, I'm Jared Chase and welcome to TV5 Sports. Well, it's a big week in baseball. With the New York Yankees on top 2-0, the San Diego Padres hope the change of scenery will bring their championship dreams alive. The Padres send ex-Yankee Sterling Hitchcock to the mound to face his former team in Game 3 of the World Series tonight. New York will counter with David Cohn. The Pittsburgh Steelers squeaked out a victory on Sunday, 16-6 against the Baltimore Ravens. Jerome Bettis hoped to play despite a slight tear in a knee ligament, but missed the game due to illness. Two other starters who missed Sunday's game but will be ready for the Chiefs next week are Will Wolford and Earl Holmes. Needless to say, the defense is keeping the Steelers alive while the offense struggles to find a rhythm. With 3 interceptions, 7 sacks, and 2 recovered fumbles, the defense is on target to lead the Steelers to the playoffs. In Monday night action, the New York Jets surprised the New England Patriots by hammering them 24-14. Vinny Testaverde passed for 294 yards and 3 touchdowns, while former starter Glenn Foley sat on the sidelines. The Jets improved to 3-3, while the Patriots fall to 4-2. In hockey, the Philadelphia Flyers are on a roll with a record of 3-0-1 going into tonight's game with the San Jose Sharks, who have only scored 6 goals in the last 3 games. Danius Zebras will sit out tonight's game due to a minor sprain of his right knee. Meanwhile, Chris Theron is expected to return to the lineup after missing 3 games with a strain of a ligament in his collarbone. Well, Jeff Gordon appears to be on the way to winning his 3rd Winston Cup points title. Gordon finished first Saturday in the first night running of the Daytona 500. 358 points behind Gordon is Mark Martin with 3 races left. Gordon and team owner Ray Evernham say they don't consider the title locked up. They want to win a few more races just to make sure. That's all for TV5 Sports. I'm Jared Chase. Christy, Dan?
Thanks, Jared. Let's check in with Mike for another look at this week's chilly forecast. Mike, I found myself pulling out my winter coat today. Am I going to need gloves and hats coming
Yeah,
soon?
in fact, as a matter of fact, tomorrow it's still going to be a little bit warm. We're going to go high of 51 with a low of 34, and for Thursday, it's going to be very cold outside. So bundle up, Christy. We're going to have only a high of 38 degrees and a low of 29. Be careful on the roadways. Wednesday night into Thursday morning, ice and snow will be accumulating out there. Although snow will not accumulate, the ground's still too warm. It still will be icy, and I hope PennDOT will be out there salting the roads, getting everything underway. Christy and Dan.
Thanks, Mike. You know, Dan, adults may not go trick-or-treating, but they seem to be enjoying Halloween just as much as the children.
That's right, Christy. Halloween generates an estimated $2.5 billion in sales yearly. As much as half of that is for adult consumers and party supplies. That's what the Boston Globe said in a recent survey. 1,000 consumers of American Express think that Halloween is as much a part of a holiday for adults as kids. 20% of the adults asked said they too would be dressing up for the October holiday. Baby boomers may have grown up, but they still want to have as much fun as they always have. Christy, I think that could be and explain the trend at Clarion.
I think you're right there, Dan. It was a healthy day in the neighborhood, in Pittsburgh, that is. Public Television's Mr. Rogers teamed up with Pittsburgh Steelers tight end Mark Bruner for a news conference today. During the conference, the two addressed the subject matter of preventing disease among children.
And that wraps up this edition of TV5's Team Coverage. I'm Dan Wells.
For Jared Chase, Christy Mort, Mark Despotakis, Mike Markowinski, and the entire TV5 News team, I'm Christy DeZort. Good night.